Hello, and welcome to Cooking with Todd. This is Todd. For today's video, I'm going to be making buttermilk pancakes. For this, you're going to need 360 grams of all-purpose flour. Then you're going to need 3 tablespoons of white sugar, 3 teaspoons of baking powder, or 1 tablespoon. You're going to need 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda, and 3/4 teaspoons of salt. And I have that in this bowl, and I have that all mixed. And I'm going to just dump that into here. Just give this a quick stir before getting on to the rest of the ingredients. Alright, then I have in this right here 500 milliliters of buttermilk, and then in this bowl here I have about 230 milliliters. I had 20 extra milliliters than I needed. I just didn't feel like leaving that much in the container, so I just used it. And that's going to be a total of 710 milliliters of buttermilk. Then I also have 118 milliliters of milk in this bowl, along with 3 eggs. Then I have 76 grams of melted butter here. To get started, I went ahead and beat my eggs, all 3 of those, and then I added in the milk and then the remainder of that buttermilk that would not fit in that measuring cup. And I'm going to go ahead and just give this another beat this real quick. And add the rest of this buttermilk. Go ahead and just dump this right on in. Just like so. And I'm going to go ahead and add in that melted butter. And I'm just going to fold this in and try to leave it lumpy. You don't want to overmix this. Just like any pancake mix you'd buy in the store. Except this is about 100 times better. And I'm just mixing this until I really see no more flour that's dry. And you don't really want any huge, massive clumps, just like normal pancake mix. I think this is perfectly mixed. I like to let this sit and let the flour hydrate a little bit before I actually use it. So I'll be back. Before I go, there is 2 other things that's not necessarily needed. I'm going to need a second stick of butter, and I like to just cut half of the wrapper off, and that is just to butter the skillet. It's a little nice to have something to hold on to so your hands aren't getting greasy. Then another stick of butter. This is just the rest of that stick that I melted, and I'll just use this to put on each individual pancake as it comes out. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and just let this rest, and I will be right back. Alright, so I'm back. I ended up just letting this sit for about 5 minutes. Don't really want to wait anymore. And I like to use a batter dispenser for this. Just makes it so much easier. If you would want to, you could do it how probably most people would do it. Just using like a measuring cup or something. I don't even really use measuring cups that much. I don't know why I even have them. I always do everything by weight. Then I'm going to pour it into this. I'm going to have to do that off behind me on my baker's rack. So I will just pause this and be right back. Alright, so I got this filled, And I like to just keep it on a plate, even though there's a seal on the bottom of this to keep it from leaking out. It does drip after it's being used, so I like to keep it on a plate just to make cleanup a little easier. So I'm going to switch the camera angle over to my stove. And I have this preheated right now on a medium. It's probably just a little too warm. But I'm going to grab maybe my infrared thermometer here. I very rarely use this thing. I'm just going to check the temperature right around the middle. It's reading about 375, 380. Max temp was 381. So we'll raise that back up just a hair. So I'm just a little higher than a medium, or a little lower, I mean. So I'm going to grab my butter. Just put a little bit right in the middle. Then I'm going to just kind of go like this, just eye it out. Make them a little bigger than that. Just like that. And it's kind of nice. It makes perfectly round pancakes almost every time. But just like with the boxed premix stuff, you're looking for the edges to get dry and bubbles and everything to be in the middle. Alright, so this is looking like it is about ready to be flipped. I'm just going to go ahead and check the underside. I'll let that go just a little longer, but the edges are starting to dry up a little bit. So it's just about ready to be flipped. But it should take anywhere from 2 to 3 minutes. I probably could raise my heat up just a little. And these freeze really well too, so if you want to make a double batch of this and everything, you can have plenty put away in the freezer. These also thaw really well. Plop them in the microwave. One thing I will say, you would probably want to put some sort of like wax paper, parchment paper, or something in between each pancake just to help them separate a little easier. I personally, if I can find them, have a couple boxes of patty paper here. I just keep these in a drawer behind me on my baker's rack. And these here work really well to separate them, and for the amount that I have there, these are like the perfect size, just enough to have the corners overlap. Alright, so that is ready to flip. I think it's probably a little overdue, but just like that. No, that's actually perfect. And there is the first pancake. That looks really nice. Probably just a little too dark for my liking, but it is what it is. So now that that is flipped, only has maybe 45 seconds to a minute left. I'm going to go ahead, just put a little bit of butter on here. Don't need much. And there's my first pancake. Done. I just set it off on a plate on my back burner. And that is really it. Pretty sure everybody knows how to make pancakes, but just wanted to kind of throw me cooking one in there, I guess, just for the sake of it, I guess. I don't know. But I will just go ahead and end this video right here. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that like button. If you enjoy the content I'm putting out, make sure to smash that subscribe button. And as always, thank you for coming along with me on this journey of mine.